to Winnipeg. Welcome to cloudy Winnipeg. I was watching the sunrise this morning off and on, and there's no sign of it now, but at the beginning there was, the sun was having a real fight with the clouds. The clouds basically won. I don't know if I'm going to do anything about it or not. Haven't seen the walkers yet, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that either. If it's interesting, and if I remember, I'll put it at the end of today's episode. Now, the plan for today is to get these parts trimmed up, and I guess they got to be painted. Yeah. Now, this piece and this piece are already painted, for the most part. And we apparently it calls for a couple of wheels. I'm noticing somewhere. Yeah, there's a Z19 here that's required. Well, I've already got a Z19 in here somewhere. Problem is, it's green. Oh no, there's a red one as well. Okay, so anyway, about yesterday I was thinking, where am I going to put this module? You remember after I put it in a little plastic bag, and I'm thinking, where am I going to put it in a safe place? And I'm looking over on my mantle clock that's hanging on the wall behind you there, and I'm thinking, there's no room on that. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I could put it on top of the other clock. And I thought, no, it's so. And then I thought, hey, why not put it on the top of the ship case? So there you can see it up there beside Corey Vincent's piece of genuine planking from the USS Iowa. And that's probably where it's going to stay until we get to the place where we got to get them all into place. Remember yesterday I was suggesting that, or rather I was kind of musing about the fact that when I put the clear cover over top of the shell, I was thinking, are we going to be leaving the top part of this clear, or are we going to paint it? Well, military modeler Paul, who is a lot more experienced in this sort of stuff than I am, he thought that it probably should be painted. So I'm going to go along with that because he seems to know what he's talking about. He's almost completed his submarine and doing a fantastic job. He is so good at detailing. That's just not me. But I'm having a good time, and I guess that's the main thing. Now, my eyes are watering this morning. When I woke up this morning, this eye actually, I don't know why this one's watering. This is the one that should be watering. It progressively got more and more and more sore. And I thought, my goodness, what's the problem here? And I thought, well, did I get something in it? Or, I don't know, like maybe when I woke up or during the night, a little fluffy off the sheets got in there. Who knows? Anyway, but it's quite a bit better now. But for about an hour ago, I was actually quite worried. And I went to my little medicine cabinet thingy, and I found some old Visine. And I put a drop of that in, and at first it stung. And I thought, oh my goodness, this stuff is probably outdated, and it probably is, because I've had it for a long time. But I'm noticing about half an hour later, actually, what it was I wasn't noticing. In fact, I wasn't even thinking about my eye anymore. So I guess it's slowly getting better. I think I'm going to go to the pharmacist, or as you might say where you live, the chemist, and get some fresh stuff and just have it on hand in case it happens again. Because trying to get help, medical help here in Canada, it used to be really good. When I was a teenager and you had a medical problem, you go to the doctor and you get help right away. Now you got to basically take a number and stand in line. I mean, unless you're bleeding to death and they can see the blood running out of you, then they might look after you right away. Otherwise, it's we used to have a really good health system here, but I think it's the same in most countries now. It's just a sign of the times. Things have changed. Okay, now. Okay, we got ourselves a wood tick. I'll put the macro lens on. We'll have a good close look at it. Now what happened was about 5:30 or so yesterday afternoon. Missy the dog came by for her evening cookie. So I'm out there and I'm patting her and so on like I do. And when I came in the house, I felt something going up my arm, right about right here. I could sort of feel it, but just barely I could feel it. And so I go like this, and I can feel this little whatever, and I take, and here I've got a wood tick. So I phoned my neighbor to let him know that Missy might have more wood ticks on her. She might have gone into a place where there was a nest of them. Anyway, now speaking of taking a close look at it, some of the wood ticks apparently are carrying Lyme disease or something like that, and we didn't used to have them here in Canada, but they've sort of migrated over somehow. You remember Gabe, who did the painting demonstrations? He was is a bit of an entomologist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this with the macro lens, and then I'm going to send him a link and say, hey, can you tell, is that a dangerous wood tick, or is that just one that you could probably not worry about? Maybe put it back on the dog and not worry about it. Anyway, oh my goodness. We are going to have to clean these up here, and I think that's what I should get doing here. After we put the macro lens on and take a nice close look. Okay, we got ourselves a little bit of a black dot going on here, and I think if I can just keep them in this area. Now, one nice thing about a wood tick, it moves so slowly. It moves almost as slow as this model ship build is going. And I just took the lid off of the test tube here. And our poor little wood tick, he's been in there all night. In fact, at first this morning I thought it had, gone to the place where all bad wood ticks go. But it hadn't. So let's see if we can just get him out here. He can really grab onto it. It's almost like he's got some sort of a little glue or something going on this, and he's stuck himself down there. But let's try and get him out, because it'll be a lot clearer. This might take me a minute. I don't want to injure it. Try and hook onto it here. You know me, I like to try and do everything on camera. There he comes. Okay, he's out. Now what's happened is he's realized that I now have freedom. I'm free, and he's just going like crazy, or maybe it's a she. And yeah. So we almost have to use I was going to say time lapse, but with the opposite of time lapse, slow motion here, to come on. Yeah, he realizes that I'm free, and well, I think this is about the best I can do here. But you should be able to see. Let's see, maybe what I should do is get him on sorry. I thought this was going to be easy because it was moving so slowly. Well, I guess another thing I could have done is, okay, he's gone back into the test tube. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake, because now I'm going to put the lid on, and where are you going to go? He's gone to the end of it, and he's probably going to turn around now and go back the other way. You know what? We wasted enough time here over this wood tick. Let's get on with the model. Okay, I just started to clean off the sprue connections off these parts here, and I grabbed this piece first. And I got a couple of pieces off of the side here, and then I came to the ends, and I almost removed this peg. Just want to show you, a person has to really watch, because occasionally it appears that Trumpeter, in their wisdom, attaches the. Actually, it's a good idea now that I think about it, because this piece is going to go in out of sight, and we're not going to have the unsightly little. Yeah, okay, you get the idea. So in other words, a person has to really be careful that you don't accidentally grab the whole thing and cut it off. Now, speaking of black trucks, we weren't, were we? Anyway, I found out who it is that has the black truck. And here's what's happened. Yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, my neighbor comes over, and I've known him for several years, and I knew that he had a black truck, but I didn't think it was the black truck in question. So and the reason he came over was he knew that I had surveillance cameras, and he was wondering if my camera captured a particular event, which it did. And anyway, then I started talking to him about the black truck. I said, your neighbor next to you, he's got a black truck, doesn't he? Like yours. And he said, yeah. And anyway, bottom line is, it turns out that he's the one who's been going down the street a lot. And what's happened is he's retired, and he just likes to go out. So he goes out a lot. Okay, problem about the black truck solved. Yeah, now I know who it is for sure. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought we'd solve that. I'm not going to talk about the black truck anymore. Well, at least not until the next time. Okay. In other words, watch out for these pegs. I saw you coming. I saw you coming. So, do you have any ticks on you today?
Were you feeling ticked off about that?
Ticked off. Yeah.
I didn't know that maybe you'd never pet her again.
No, that's all right. Hey,
sure.
Missy, look.
It's not for sure that the tick came from Missy.
No, it
very
isn't.
suspect, isn't it?
It isn't for sure at all. It could have been like maybe when I put my hand down on the garbage can here. Mm-hmm. It could have been on the garbage can.
Or when you walked in the backyard, they got on your pants or shoes.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I could be laden with ticks and I don't know it.
But imagine trying to find a black tick on her.
I know, yeah.
There's not a hope.
I saved the tick. I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Now, do you remember about...
Look at it on your big camera and go online and
we got all kinds of stuff.
You can see what species it is.
Yeah,
and whether it carries Lyme disease.
That's what I was going to say. About 3-4 months ago, the guy that came over that did the paintbrush demonstration and all that kind of stuff, he is actually an entomologist as well as a science teacher. So I'm going to email him the link to the tick, because I did the macro lens thing this morning, and you should be able to see it really, really clear.
The Lyme disease, is that what they call a black-legged tick, or
I don't know. I have no clue.
Tick?
I have no idea.
They carry both the bacteria and the parasite.
Okay, you got it all, Missy. You did good. For a while there, I thought you didn't want it. Yeah, I thought you didn't want it.
Yeah, her tummy's been a little suspect for a few days. Oh, are we up? Oh, I guess we're up. I love you too.
Yeah, and here I was blaming you for the tick, yeah.
We haven't found any in the house. Rainey thought she found one on the side of her neck, forehead, and then later realized it was something else. And then she picked off it wasn't a tick.
Yeah, and you know when they walk around on you, they have the ability to do it, and you can't feel them.
No.
It's not like a fly or something, or a spider or something like that. It's you hardly can feel them.
Yeah, and they have an anesthetic so that when they sink into you, you can't feel that either. So you're sitting down saying, "Oh, I'm such a good dog.
You are
Such
a good dog.
good dog."
You are a good dog. Yeah.
If any ticks bite her, they'll die.
Because she's had that medicine.
Yeah, she got that pill, right?
And that's something. It affects the ticks and it won't affect the dog.
It would probably shorten the life of the dog, but the dog only lives 15 years. So they don't give it to us because we live a lot longer than 15 years, and it would hurt us over, 20 or 30 years or something. I think that's how it works anyway.
There must be something interesting going on over there because she was looking. What did you see, Missy?
Or here.
Okay.
There's the black retriever Nate at the end of the street there. They used to bark angrily at Missy as she went by, so I think Nate would like to be friends now, but Missy has not forgiven him.
Okay. Poor Missy. Yeah, she's going to be thinking that people all around the world now are going to be thinking that she's just a tick magnet. A little play on words there. Okay, now, a little while ago I was having, besides having a hard time getting into the model ship here, I've got some of my microscope slides are concaved, and they've got a little concaved center in them. And I was thinking what I could do is I could take two of these. I'm going to have the bottom one concave this way and the top one concave this way. And we could take our wood tick and stick them in the middle there and sort of very carefully, just the weight of the slide, hold them down. And then maybe, I haven't used my super macro for a long time here. Well, that's not it. Okay, yeah. Take my super macro here and be able to get in really close and have a proper look at our wood tick. At least that's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I was just thinking about it when I was editing out all this footage that we've done up until just now. Yeah. All right. I think what I have to do now is get these pieces mounted on something, and I don't know if I'm going to brush them or spray them. So here we go again. Now this piece here, it's already painted on this side, but I don't think we got any paint on this side. And I do believe that this has to be painted 386 or whatever it was. In other words, the same as this. And the same as the overhead bulkheads and all the others. So that would mean that these would probably be the XF66, the darker gray, so that they will contrast. I think most of this stuff goes, a lot of this stuff anyway goes, at least I think it does. Oh no, pardon me, they go on, most of these go on these here. Now the lights, I did not bother with the lights. Because they would plug in like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the lights go. And this is where we are going to probably drill holes. Speaking of holes and the lighting, I was quite pleased with the way that lit up yesterday. It looked really good when when it was basically lit by only the lights. You could see in there pretty good. So I think that the LED is the way to go. We'll probably end up with, I'm guessing, probably about 60 lights altogether by the time we're through. So that ought to brighten the whole thing up. Okay, just let me clean up the mess I've made here now and get reorganized. And I'll think more about these concave microscope slides and this guy. I have to give him a name. Okay, time is marching on here now. And I was looking at these two pieces here and wondering how I was going to mount them. And then I realized that these two have to actually be fastened together. And if we get them orientated right to the the way it is in the manual. These tabs here are supposed to somehow fit in like this, but at what kind of angle? Is it supposed to be a right angle, or? So I'm thinking that, and then the thinking was, okay, why don't I just glue them together and then I paint this whole thing, because it's probably going to be the same color as this and this. But then I thought, if I don't know what angle to glue them at, I'm going to have to snap it loose later to readjust it. So I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these later. Now, have I got this the wrong way? Yes, I do. It should have gone this way. Okay, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to go. I have to remember that when I'm gluing them together too. So clearly this has to go into part of the hull somewhere. But we'll wait until we get to probably step 30, 32, or 33, who knows. Okay, bottom line is I'll paint these separate and then glue them afterwards, even though it would be a lot easier to glue them now. Unless I was to page ahead and see how... No, I'll just wait. There's no big rush on it. Everything else now has been... all these other parts have been crazy glued. And I imagine that they probably are ready. Yeah, they're going to stick now already. Because I finished up probably about 10 minutes ago. And this piece right here, that you can hardly see, I'm kind of worried, is it going to, have I accidentally glued it to the green cloth here? Let's just check and see. No, I didn't. Okay, lucky break. Okay, now, this obviously is a door, or a hatch. And what I've done is I've just glued it along the bottom with CA quick setting. And then we should be able to just snap this off afterwards, and then just clean it up and just paint along the bottom. Otherwise, now my other thought was to hold it with on the bottom with a pair of self-locking tweezers and repaint that area. But I don't know. This is the way I did it, and looking at it now, I realize I got more glue on there than I thought. I just tried to put just the smallest little amount on, but it just suddenly, well, you know me. Okay, so all these pieces now, they're ready to stick down into a foam block. Yeah, and then maybe we'll do our super macro thing, and that's gonna probably be about it for today. Got to work on the sunrise, or lack of thereof. So yeah, just let me get cleaned up here and recompose a bit. Okay, so we got this one sort of concaved like a little dish. And in other words, we want to be able to, you know, cup the insect in the dish. Now this one here is, see if I can get the light right. All right, I think I've got it the right way. And we're just going to flip these together afterwards. I remember when I was a kid and I first heard about wood ticks, somebody told me that you can't squash a wood tick. So I took a wood tick in between my fingers, and I can actually remember doing this when I was a kid, trying to squash it and then let go, and it would crawl away. It's not like a fly, that's for sure. So just the weight of this glass slide is not going to squash the wood tick. Now how are we going to get him out of there? Where is he? Oh, he moved down a little bit. Okay. He's not moving. I wonder, did I kill it? It was crawling a minute ago. Yeah, it was crawling a minute ago. Maybe that sudden jar. Let's see, we gotta turn him over here. Because I want to get it from the top. Mind you, I guess I could put it all together and and then turn the entire assembly over. That would work too. Okay. No, he can't. He's not going to get out of there. He's pretty much right in the center of everything. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Okay, now let's get our super macro on and move in probably about as close as we can, so we can see the pattern on his back. There's sort of a unique little pattern going on that might be an identifying thing. I wonder why he's not moving. You know, that sudden bang. Did I maybe hit the wood tick on the edge? I'll have to watch the footage later, but I don't think so. Yeah, I think I scared it half to death. Okay, it was actually moving around a minute ago. And it's pretty hard to get all of them in focus at the same time. Okay, clearly this is the back side. It looks like some sort of fungus or something growing on its back there. Maybe that means something. I'm going to just turn it over. We'll look at it from the other side. This should work. Okay, this is the underside. Okay, Gabe, if you're watching, should we put that one back on the dog or should we destroy it? I think that's all for today. Or maybe I should say that's all for the wonderful world of wood ticks here in windy Winnipeg. Yeah, I haven't gone out yet on my bike. I'm still going to try and get out this afternoon, even though I just get around the block before it rains or something. That's the plan. Yeah, we'll paint these tomorrow, all being well. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.